and we shall now start the second part of the video, or the second part of our video series, where we talk about how decisions are to be taken about the actuarial program. Now, broadly, I've divided this video into three parts. Today is the first part, where we will be discussing three things per se. The first thing is what is the actuarial program. Second is the papers. I'll briefly discuss about the core principles of the first series of paper that typically one is supposed to be giving when he starts his actuarial careers, and what are the first level papers. Now, ideally, this would have been taken in a form of a live session, but unfortunately, due to the lockdown, we can't do it, and hence this is being presented in the form of a video. Hopefully, I can stress upon as much as of the information that is required for you to make an informed decision. So, the actuarial course, guys, as we have discussed, applies in the following fields. So the first is obviously the field of insurance, and the second is of employee benefits. So these are the two fields which are there where there is your statutory requirement. The new fields that are upcoming are basically risk management, the financial areas, finance, and obviously some bit of data. So these are, let's say, the more upcoming fields. Broadly, all of these fields, guys, at your 12th level or at the 12th level require a good prowess or good liking towards maths and stats. So if you guys have a liking towards maths and statistics and obviously have an aptitude for it, you should go ahead with this program. So if I like math stats, I feel that I can do well in it, then you should start thinking about doing actuarial science. The second important thing is this is in terms of the concepts, and the core you must like is finance. So broadly, this is the stream where I want to apply these skill sets. This is quite in a nutshell what you should be looking at when you enter into the course. You should be looking at the field or the applications of maths and stats into the domain of banking, financial services, and insurance, or BFSI. So if you go ahead with the actuarial program or the actuarial course, it is broadly or can be pursued by two institutes. One is the IFOA, which is the UK institute, and the other institute is the Institute of Actuaries of India. These are the two institutes from which you can pursue your program. Now, earlier, there was complete fungibility between the two institutes. So whether I give it from IFOA, there was an exemption from II. Whether I was giving it in II, there was an exemption from IFOA. Sorry. So there was complete fungibility. Now there is no fungibility. So from 2019 onwards, you have to pursue it from one institute. So where I may pursue it from II or IFOA, but you'll have to complete it from that particular institute. Which institute to be chosen? Both are equal. There is no difference as such, both in terms of the curriculum and in terms of the exam. So that's a question that I feel is left to one individual as to which institute he wants to give the papers from. So once he's decided, broadly, the papers are divided into four parts. The first are core principles, core practices, specialized principles, and specialized practices. Now, this typically comes quite later in the journey. So I'll write later. So I won't be discussing it. I would be majorly focusing on CP series, which is further divided into three parts: mathematics, statistics, and business. Each consists of two papers and a technical skill set. So there are two papers in each of them, and after that there is a technical skill set. So the technical skill set here in the math series is Excel. The technical thing that is here is R, and yeah, typically business there is no technical because it is majorly theory oriented. So the math papers broadly include something which is called as financial mathematics, and finally its application in insurance and the financial world. Statistics papers be broadly discuss with all the models and the basics of statistics that are there, along with how do they apply using R. Business papers are broadly economics and business finance, or corp finance is what we call it. Broadly how the economics world functions, and how does corporate finance function at an individual level or at a company level. This is in a nutshell the series that is there. Typically these two are the difficult ones. In these it's relatively easy. All right, so broadly after understanding this, so the first set of papers that you can look at, so obviously if you are giving it from II, you also have to give an entrance which is ASET, after which the first paper that you can look at is CM1 or CS1. Now when I look at CM1, as we discussed, it talks about financial mathematics and its application in insurance, or if I have to say more precise, life insurance. This is done along with Excel. The second thing that I look at is CS1. CS1 typically involves uh, statistics. It's basic statistics going on to a decent level. Yeah, and you learn its application using R. R is a software which involves coding. Now, a lot of people ask us which paper you should give. It's not a simple answer to that. So typically, if you want to go for CM1, we typically advise people for CM1 because it is a relatively easy to understand but is very lengthy. So the drawback of CM1 over CS1 is that it is very lengthy. It covers a very vast piece of portion. CS1 typically to be given by some people who have some coding knowledge, because you learn R, which is a coding software, and obviously some base of stats. So if you have some base of stats and coding knowledge, you can go ahead with CS1, because you will be building on those base of stats, and also you will be doing it in R, which will require a good amount of coding effort. CM1 to be given typically for those people who don't have this, because CM1 in terms of statistical knowledge is basic. It is relatively easy to understand. Again, when I say easy to understand, it's relative, never absolute, guys. It's a lot lengthy as compared to CS1, so the number of hours required will be more. The second thing is it involves Excel, so relatively easy to understand, because let's say in your from first to 12th you must have touched Excel kabhi na kabhi. At least the user interface people are very familiar with. R becomes very new. You can make your choice. Preferred for people who don't have a coding knowledge or a base of stats would be CM1. For those who have a coding knowledge and a base of stats would be CS1. Great, guys. Hope I have answered all or major of your questions. This video is dedicated to all those students who want to start their career in the actuarial papers. We will be coming with more and more videos trying to explain more and more questions as we get along. Do keep on watching for the updates. Thanks a lot, guys. Stay safe. Cheers.